Welcome to Splog 7, which is a summary from Birmingham upwards. The weather is glorious today, but I can tell you it certainly has not been glorious all of the time. But I have had the joy of walking up the canals in Birmingham and even ended up on the sofa with Nick Owen on BBC Midlands today, which was such an honour. And what it produced was a lot of interest in the story. So as I was walking down one of the canals, her mother was cycling with her son and stopped. Oh, it's the lady who's walking. And we stopped and I had a chat with Rupert and his mum about kindness and how he had been going out doing his own acts of kindness. And it was a really lovely, heartwarming story for me, because I realised that, as I said to him, we don't know the ripples that we produce through kindness. So what was interesting about it was in Birmingham, what I had to do was I had to keep walking up and coming back to Birmingham, and so I was getting the trains back. Because one, I had my friend there in Birmingham, which meant I could stay there, but also I needed to be back because I did a talk at the NEC about charity film, asked by the Charity Film Awards, because we had a panel piece. And that was super interesting. It was really interesting to meet people who were interested in charity film and the impacts of it, and having that conversation. While I was there, I met Keith. I had dropped my Vimble, which is the gimbal, which is what I'm using now, and it keeps my phone steady as I'm filming. I dropped it about week one. Not a good start. Week one, and I hadn't really been able to use it, so I took it to the NEC video and photography show that I was speaking at. Anyway, Keith was an absolute angel and ended up fixing it all for me. And also he showed me how to use it properly. And there is a moment of realization when that happens, which is great. I also got gifted so many places as well. I ended up, and the gifting kind of started at the Holiday Inn as well. A friend of mine had booked it and they ended up gifting it to me in Stoke-on-Trent. It was a real struggle to get there. The last few miles really for Stoke-on-Trent were absolutely horrendous, but it was the kindness of a friend staying on the phone to me, and she stayed on the phone for 2 hours to get me through, just kind of keeping me distracted. And those things have really, really mattered and really made the difference to get me through. The weather hasn't always been kind. It's been a little bit of a struggle, but then on other times, today, you know, it's beautiful, and on other days the sun's shining, the daffodils are out, and it's been great. Also, while I was in Birmingham, I was able to visit the Comici School. The Comici School is this very small school that has a different education system slightly. It's very music based, and there's only 30 odd students there. When I asked them, why do you think people are unkind? They, without the doubt, came up with the strongest responses that I've seen. They talked about mental unwellness. They talked about how somebody else was brought up. They talked about, you know, for children, they talked about responses that some of us adults would not have thought of. So yeah, it was really, really fascinating. I'm looking forward to getting a song that they're going to be writing, because we started working on that. And yeah, it's been an absolutely packed, wait for the train to go by. It's been an absolutely packed 100 or so miles. I'm on the last leg now. I'm kind of recording this already in advance. I've actually into single figures, but yeah, I'll do one more splog to you, which will be Splog 8, just to kind of wrap it up and summarise. Really excited to get to the end, to Gretna Green. 5 more walking days effectively for me. So yeah, if you haven't sponsored already, please go to www.sunshinepeople.org.uk, register your act of kindness, make it count towards the 500 that I'm trying to raise, 1 for every mile that I walk. I am so grateful for the continued support that I get, the messages from people, the you know, just everything. I am just so grateful. Thank you so much, and yeah, keep being kind. See ya.